Hello and welcome to the Saintly Sounder, your source for all things FIFA. Today we continue our march through Division 1 in the series Saints Till I Die. Episode 3 is titled The Calm Before the Storm. Just a quick reminder, all players for Saints Till I Die must be Southampton FC, past or present. All games must be in one continuous season in Division 1 online. Also, I have transitioned to one game of film. It makes it a lot easier and allows you guys to see a lot more in-game footage. So we have two big changes and two first-time appearances at the club. Ricky Lambert, the plumber turned Southampton legend, and Gaston Ramirez, the Uruguayan, who turned out to be a bust. Now you might be wondering why some members of my team are in their 5th straight game, when your players can't even seem to go more than 2 without tearing every ligament in their leg. So for sake of full disclosure, I am using fitness cards on some players. I justify this by treating it like any real-life march to a division title. You don't play a game every day, so it's not unreasonable to expect your players to play week in and week out every single game, especially the back four. We pick up in-game footage here in the 5th minute. As you can see, I end up carving out a fairly decent attack here that his keeper saves. My opponent is using a pretty unique German squad. As you can see, Stefan Kiesling is in the team, De Bruyne's in the team. No Royce, no Aubameyang. It was kind of refreshing, and it almost made this game feel like a fair fight. And in this aspect, it was fairly end-to-end. I'd end up completing this game with around 53% possession, which is still pretty good. But as you can see, he started out very strong, and perhaps it has to do with a little bit of overconfidence on my part, finally seeing a team that doesn't have all the superstars in the world. Our two first-time starters did manage to make a fairly significant impact throughout the course of the game. Ricky Lambert has good shooting and decent passing for a striker, and you could definitely feel that as he was very good in hold-up play. We win the ball back here around midfield. Again, Wanayama teaming up, finding Gaston Ramirez, who plays a beautiful through ball into Shane Long. The Irishman isn't going to miss from there. As we look at the replay, you can see Gaston Ramirez playing a wonderful one-touch through ball before Shane Long calmly collects it and puts it in the back of the net. My opponent definitely seems to lose any sort of attacking momentum he has, and I really begin to assert my authority on this game from this point on. Wanayama there pounding a long shot. I just misjudged the power there. But Wanayama's shots, again, his amazing shot power makes him feel deadly from just about anywhere. A neat group of passes here sees us get one of our first clear-cut chances since the goal. We see Theo Walcott playing a nice ball into Gaston Ramirez, who makes a good little shimmy move there. His dribbling is surprisingly good. Unfortunately, very similar to Alessio Cerci, his shot power is also kind of weak. I don't feel really confident shooting on the ball with him, but certainly his dribbling is something that's on par, in my opinion, with my other center attacking mids, Lallana and Tadic.
Kevin De Bruyne. Absolutely no trouble for the goalkeeper.
So we would end up reaching halftime at Old Trafford with the score 2-0. I have 56% possession, and my opponent has only managed 2 really weak attempts on target. To my opponent's credit, he does start off very strong here in the second half. It would be the most pressure he would generate for the rest of the game.
Julian Draxler. Gone in strongly.
The next issue, I think, is on EA here. As you can see, Dijon Lovren's out to lunch at the top of the 18, and Theo Walcott draws the assignment of marking the 6'4" Nevin Subotic. He misses over the bar, luckily, and that would be one of my opponent's best chances. But in reality, I don't think this should be happening. Defenders should always be in the box marking somebody.
Trying to find Kiesling. Well, that'll be the keeper's ball.
I don't know what it is with my teams, but in the second half of games, that first 15 minutes tends to be my worst spell of play. So I thought I'd include this to show what happens when it's just not going your way. I'm not doing the right decisions. As you can see, I get caught trying to make Theo Walcott do a dribble. I was actually there trying to do a heel to heel, but the inputs didn't record it. It probably wouldn't have worked anyway. My opponent, I feel like he chose a very interesting team, but it's definitely hampered by its lack of pace. As you can see, Stefan Kiesling is only dangerous if he shoots. He's really easy to mark out. Dejan Lovren and Alderweireld did not have a problem catching them. To combat my sloppy play, I ended up making super subs even though I was up 2-0. I just didn't want to take the chance of losing points in a very winnable game. As you can see, my super subs again, I think this is the 5th time in 6 games they've made a massive impact. Oxlade-Chamberlain, who was with us in League 1, gets down the wing, plays a sweaty ball across to his recent transfer friend, Luke Shaw. You're not going to see many Luke Shaw goals in any videos, and honestly, this is probably the only way he's ever going to score an easy, sweaty ball across the 18. As the final whistle blew at Old Trafford, the score would remain 3-0. It's ultimately a comfortable win for our squad. We weathered the storm early in the first half and early in the second half to knock out the 3 points. The Man of the Match award goes to Forster. I disagree. I think the game only credited him with a couple easy saves that recorded as a lot harder than they were. My opponent only had 3 shots on target, which is always a good day. We passed at a whopping 83% and maintained 53% possession to take our record out to 4-0-1. So just to recap, this game was a fairly easy win. I never felt too threatened. Ricky Lambert and Gaston Ramirez, our 2 recent transfers, make their case for getting included in the starting 11. And once again, super subs get goals. If you found this at all interesting, helpful, insightful, different, I don't know, like and subscribe. You can also follow at the Red Death 329. If you have something to say, a suggestion, a complaint, or maybe even a compliment, although I know this is the internet and that's probably impossible, comment down below. Until next time, thanks.